New MrBeast allegations have dropped yet again, and this time it's involving faking parts of charity work and allegedly some shady crypto stuff. So last time on the MrBeast saga, we covered the fact that he got sued by contestants on his Beast Games Amazon show, and we covered the whole Lunchly disaster with KSI and Logan Paul, and we even made a full recap of everything so far. But this time we have new massive allegations by Rosanna and Dogpack, who allege that MrBeast may be faking the extent of his charity work, as well as may be involved in some shady crypto stuff, potentially market manipulation, and much more, which would fit right in line with his two best buddies, Logan and KSI. So Rosanna Pansino posted a video about a week ago, MrBeast is a criminal leaked video. So let's start with the part about philanthropy, where MrBeast allegedly convinces his audience that he built an entire hospital when he just didn't.
A few months ago, at the very top of a 9,000-foot mountain in a remote part of Nepal, this hospital looked like this.
That looks CGI.
But if you don't see the CGI at home, I'll point it out. This is the before shot of the hospital. This is the after shot, and then same thing over here. What I noticed is that Dan Mace, who's the director on Beast Philanthropy, did a behind-the-scenes video for this shoot where they build a hospital in Nepal or whatever.
Started off by getting the opening shots. I like to call these plinky plonk match cuts. These are great for
this. The building looks very different than in shots like this. And you know, for one example, there's like moss growing here, which is
it looks more decrepit.
Yeah, and it's like
this
the concrete's breaking down right here. There's like holes in the roof. There's like all this random crap.
But in the real shot, there's no moss.
Yeah.
There's no decrepit.
Right here, you'll notice this pillar, two white lines. Right here, same pillar, two white lines. But there's a building behind it. So in this opening shot, where MrBeast says, this is what the hospital looked like a month ago, they digitally removed the entire hospital to make it look like they built the hospital.
Like they built the bigger building. Yeah.
But they didn't.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so obviously really bad if true, because MrBeast's #1 defense is, I do charity work, therefore everything shady I do is automatically okay. But if the charity work is not even what you say, then how can anybody possibly trust you again? And I gotta say, digitally removing an entire building in a before and after to make it seem like you built the whole hospital is absolutely insane work, okay? Building hospitals can cost like $100 million, so obviously he's not spending that much on his charity. And the thing is, he does fake some of his regular videos, but we all assume that the charity and philanthropy has to be completely true. But you can't be doing this sort of shady editing to make the video look better when it comes to charity. Now, obviously adding special effects here and there is completely fine, but when it comes to charity work, you have to say and show exactly what you did, because there are people on the other side paying you to do the things you say you do. So if you show people that you are building hospitals in the visuals, and even convincing your sponsor, Minecraft, that that's actually what you did, when you're actually just installing solar panels, that is absolutely scumbag behavior. So I actually went to the video. It's called We Powered a Mountain, and people from Nepal have actually commented, pointing it out. I'm from Nepal, and this place is located in the Sinduli district. People from Sinduli say that he only added the solar lights in the hospital, but the building itself was built by the Nepali government and not MrBeast. Yep, every couple weeks we learn something absolutely crazy about MrBeast yet again. If hiring a bunch of criminals wasn't enough, having registered offenders in your videos, all the shady stuff with illegal lotteries, feastables, Beast Games, he had to go and fake elements of the charity work as well. And that's why it was important to point out that MrBeast fakes his videos, because clearly that trend is not just for the entertainment videos, but carries over to the philanthropy and charity work, which is absolutely unacceptable in my opinion. Now, it turns out MrBeast also added a little bit of that editing magic to make the place look way more trashy and decrepit and broken down, to make it look like it was worse in the before picture, and then he fixed it and magically made it absolutely perfect.
But yeah, they did that to make it look all broken down and decrepit, adding all these like all this trash. Like this looks like a PlayStation 2 graphic.
It doesn't have any of that in the video.
And these pictures were used in news articles to show that MrBeast revitalizes Nepal hospital. What they actually did in the video was just install solar panels. They didn't build the hospital, but he made it seem like they did. And the danger with this is, like, where do you draw the line
Right.
Because if you're exaggerating what you're doing as a charity, then you're taking attention and funding away from other charities who might be more honest. Because like, why would I donate to someone who's, raising guide dogs for blind people when MrBeast can just apparently cure blindness, according to his video?
Okay, Dogpack actually has a very good point there, because when you exaggerate charity, it's a very slippery slope. And some people might be donating to you instead of another charity that might actually be doing more than you, because, that charity is actually honest with what it says it does. Meanwhile, you are basically lying. Now, this next part shows how a house they built might be fake too, or at least they added some CGI elements.
This secluded town in the middle of nowhere looked like this.
You saw it?
That building. 'Cause look at how fake this tank looks.
That's definitely a fake
Look
tank.
how fake these flowers are.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I'm a girl. I know my flowers. Okay. No.
So, but I think there is some part of a real building here, but then they just use generative AI or editing or whatever to expand it. Because it's like, there's things, look at that.
No.
And then like the building here is like expanding. So it's like they added on the whole back half of the building. The flowers here are like not lining up. You can barely tell that this is faked. So like, how many things like this are they getting away with where they're making it look like they did more than they actually did? Because they say that this is what the town looks like now, and then this is what it looked like before.
Yeah.
And it's just not true.
It's dishonest.
No, it's completely deceptive.
Okay, again, these are just allegations, but it's really hard to trust someone who is editing their before and afters, right? Because now I'm thinking, right, based on that previous one, was that really how the town looked before, or did you edit it to make it look worse? And is this really how the house looks now, or have you CGI inserted a tank and CGI inserted a bunch of flowers and random stuff here and there to make the house look better than it actually is? It is extremely dishonest to do stuff this way, and why is the house freaking wavy? Now, that might possibly be some sort of a editing effect. Maybe it's like a transition they use. That's what I assumed immediately. But again, maybe it's purposely put there to greatly exaggerate the house and fake it so that people don't notice that these parts are fake. It's just genuinely heartbreaking to hear that a lot of the charity stuff might be fake or exaggerated as well, and I just don't understand why they just can't be straight up and honest about it. But apparently maximizing YouTube views is above doing honest charity work.
This is a message from a former MrBeast employee who knows of the philanthropy. He says, I was told that the philanthropy side was supposed to be Jimmy's get out of jail free card if he ever got canceled. They wanted Jimmy to win a Nobel Prize within the next few years. And then parts are cut out for privacy. It's all just for clout and social status. I feel like them helping people is literally on the bottom of their to-do list. He's making it look like they did more than they actually did. Here's one where he claimed to build 100 wells, but in multiple shots, you see the same wells listed as different wells. Well 29 and 67 were the same. He also said he built a bunch of wells in Kenya, but then showed wells that were clearly built in Zimbabwe.
Yeah, it's pretty clear now that the charity is just a way of propelling his brand, because he's clearly obsessed with being the biggest and having the biggest reputation. And a lot of people will see that sort of charity work and want to work with him. I wouldn't be surprised if behind the scenes he did not care about a single shit about any of this stuff. But the thing is, he has been caught lying in the past, where he would say that, oh, I just reinvest all my money back into my videos or into the charity, and I'm actually poor. But that's not the case, as we'll see in the next portion, where Jimmy's gambling over $10 million in his random crypto stuff and is allegedly potentially participating in market manipulation and rug pulls as well. And obviously, none of that money was reserved for charity. Here's Rosanna also showing the disparity between how much Jimmy actually earns and how much goes to his charity.
In the Time magazine article where he was interviewed called In the Belly of the Beast, Jimmy says that he brings in about $700 million in revenue a year. And Jimmy Donaldson defends his philanthropic work against charges of poverty profiteering by pointing out that it is funded by his main channel, which sends the charity $100,000 a month. Let's do a little bit of basic math. So annual revenue, $700 million, and you're donating $100K to your charity every month. What percentage is that? What percentage of all of your revenue is donated to your charity? Out of all of the money that he makes, he donates about 0.2% to charity. That donating that money is also a tax write-off. So when he says that he gives all of his money away, That is not true. And when he says he reinvests all the money into his videos, that is also not true.
Okay, so obviously MrBeast has expenses as well, and not every one of that 700 million is going to be going to charity or his videos. But clearly charity is not a priority if it's 0.2%, right? Like he makes it seem. And that whole stick of, oh, I'm a billionaire, but I'm still poor is just absolutely stupid. He's obviously filthy rich and obviously has tens of millions of dollars to spare for his own leisure and his own addictions, such as gambling. So that stuff about reinvesting 100% back is just completely false. And I know immediately when you call out MrBeast doing all the shady stuff regarding his charity, people are going to be in the comments being like, well, have you given $100,000 to charity? As if you give money to charity, you can't be criticized about absolutely anything. There's obviously been tons of extremely shady people who've given tons of money to charity, all right? We're just pointing out the inconsistency, the lies, and just the exaggeration, which is not cool, you know? Anyways, that was the charity portion of the video, but now we gotta move on to the shady crypto stuff, starting with them allegedly admitting to market manipulation in Logan Paul's podcast, Impulsive.
Here he is with Logan Paul admitting to partaking in what sounds to me like market manipulation.
So me and Logan both bought punks. You guys have probably seen on his Twitter that he bought a bunch of crypto punks at the same time, right?
Yep.
Like Gary pulled us
Yep.
in that call.
Yep.
So have you ever told that story?
No.
Gary V, it's like fucking 11 p.m. just out of nowhere, just calls me and he's like, "Yo, I got like 30 people to call. Hop in." I'm like, I don't care. He's like, "It'll be the best decision of your life. Just get in." I was
Yeah,
like, okay.
yeah.
And so I just joined the call and I just see like Logan and I don't even know these other people. I
Yo.
don't want to put them on blast.
Every heavy hitter you can imagine who's
Exactly.
worth $1 billion was on this one call, and Gary V is in the little corner, the little square. He's going, CryptoPunks. It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be the next Facebook. We're all of us. We're like, okay,
Everyone's
Gary.
judging. I'm texting Logan.
He's
I'm like,
is
Gary
this,
lost
is
his
this
mind.
legit? Bro, all of us are like, yo, Gary's nuts. Yo, Gary was right again.
Yeah,
What
well,
the
we gotta keep the story going. So there's like all these like very successful people in this call, and Gary's just like, everyone shut the fuck up. Here's what you're gonna do, and you're gonna do it right now. You're all gonna buy a bunch of CryptoPunks, and we're all just like, he's like, who here owns one? And like one guy raised his hand, and it's because Gary bullied him into buying it the day before.
Oh no. So you have all these billionaires in one call and you got Gary Vee saying, hey guys, we can make another bajillion dollars right now. All you gotta do is buy this one thing. Actually, I'm 100% confident because all of you, by buying this stuff, you're basically gonna be changing the market here. Not to mention half of these guys are also influencers who are gonna be promoting it to their audience. So obviously you're gonna be artificially inflating the price of the asset and then you're gonna sell it after doing a pump and dump. Very shady thing to admit on the podcast. Not sure how this made it in. That you just got a clique of billionaire friends who just allegedly manipulate the market.
When Jimmy's talking about the phone call with the billionaires, it sounds like the billionaires are coordinating together to buy an asset. And then when they buy that asset and promote it to their fans, it becomes more valuable and then they sell. Classic pump and dump. Also, when Gary Vee says, this will be the best decision of your life, I'm just asking questions, but does that sound like he has insider information to anyone else? Does it sound like that?
I mean, it definitely sounds like that, but I don't think this is a U.S. congressman situation over here. I do think that they can just influence the market to a large degree with their audiences and stuff. Definitely shady behavior. I'm not going to say he has inside info, but definitely not good to be associated with this for the #1 YouTuber. Now, after this, MrBeast actually admits to buying some of these NFTs, and as we know, everybody on the internet loves NFTs, and they're totally not associated with scams or scummy behavior at all.
I was just so pulled by his like conviction
Yeah.
that I bought a bunch.
Wait.
Yeah, I bought quite a few.
How many?
I don't want to say, but
You have to say,
please.
but you have to.
I bought multiple ones. Yeah.
Well, bro, are you in double digits, Punks?
Double, just shy.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool,
yeah.
cool, cool.
So
Yo,
I-
if you had-
all right, but-
he's imagine he just said 60. Three zombies.
I bought like 8 of them, and they did pretty good.
And any zingers? Any like real special
yeah,
ones?
I had some that like whatever 20, 30x.
What's a
We bought a lot with like the cigarettes because I thought
Cool.
that was an interesting attribute, and those did pretty well.
what's another characteristic? Like, what's your rarest characteristic, Punk?
So then I rolled the money into V Friends because Gary, same thing, called me. He's like, V Friends. I was like, I don't fucking know, but last time I made money, sure.
Yeah, good idea. I'm just going to do exactly what Gary Vee says. Somehow, I don't know how he's doing it, guys, but he's just generating money for me out of thin air. Now, the funniest thing is, to anybody outside of their bubble, they can immediately tell that this is extremely shady. And Mike, which is Logan Paul's podcast host, is just like, wait a minute, guys. Are you sure you're not manipulating the market here?
Can I ask you guys a question? When Gary does that call,
with all these billionaires, and 8 months or a year later, everybody's like, Gary was right again.
Yeah.
Is it possible that he's right because of the call? Do you know what I'm saying?
I think about that a lot.
Dude, he has all of these
I think about
billionaire
that a
market
lot.
makers in the thing.
think about
He
that a
makes
lot.
the call, makes the market. By the way, you look around at all the punk owners a year later, and you're like, damn, it's all the same fuckers that were on the call.
No, because bro, there's 10,000 punks, and there's only like 30 of us in the call. We can only own and do so much. There's still an entire market that's gonna happen regardless.
I can tell you, I don't think why, because that was all back like early February.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think I'm actually manipulating the market here. Like, no, why would I think that? That would make me a scumbag, which I'm obviously not. How ironic is it that he's talking to Logan Paul, who ran CryptoZoo, allegedly one of the biggest scams, and Logan also talks about this legendary idea to make a lot of money really quickly right after this, and he wants MrBeast to get in on it as well. So I wonder what that sounds like. It's very familiar to something. I don't know what it is.
Gary called me, and we have these talks. Like we talk probably every other day at least.
Yeah.
And he called me like a month ago. He's like, Logan, I promise you, like, I know you. You're a smart kid. If you play this right, like I know you can, like you do with Pokemon, the NFT industry, you can make $250 million. And I go,
How do you not like perk up?
How is this? But he's never wrong, right? So that's where I started.
Yeah.
And then, bro, the other day, I got the idea.
Yeah.
And I want to run it by you. Not now, off the podcast. But I'm pretty sure I had the most revolutionary, monumental piece of IP in my head, and I've been I can't sleep for the past like 2
So
days.
like for making your own version of punk?
No. Just a really special NFT project.
Yeah, guys, it's just a really special NFT project. Thank you, Logan. What an amazing idea. I feel like you're just a crypto NFT expert, actually. I'll be taking all of my advice from you from now on. Now you know why KSI, MrBeast, and Logan Paul were actually working together. They've been doing this stuff behind the scenes all the time, and they have actually been, discussing all of their business together and, finding any which way to make money and extract money from their audiences. Absolute scumbags.
Well, here's a tweet of him promoting it. At Gary V. I'm loaded up on some V friends. Can't wait to see what you do.
MrBeast is like that stereotypical character in like any TV show where they have like dollar bills in their eyes. He's like a Mr. Krabs, basically, like, money? Did I hear money? Money? Sign me right up, baby. Can I just say how idiotic you have to be to actually admit this on the internet? And even upload it to the Impulsive Clips channel as well. Even the comment section just can't believe what they're hearing, and they're all calling them out.
Admitting to market manipulation on YouTube, LMAO. Gary running the greatest insider pump and dump group, lol. How is everyone such a big fan of him? If this were equities, they'd all be jailed for market manipulation. I like how casually MrBeast is discussing doing a rug pull. How is this man not in prison and instead is a top YouTuber?
Well, I don't know. That's kind of what it takes to become a top YouTuber these days. KSI, Logan, and MrBeast, all top YouTubers, and all have done extremely shady things. It's just not surprising at this point, and I'm just glad everybody is starting to see the truth bit by bit. Obviously, the Dogpack video saga exposed a lot of the blemishes on MrBeast's team, and Dogpack continues his investigation. Although he hasn't been uploading on his channel, he's been looking into MrBeast's crypto wallets, and he's found over $10 million there.
I give my money away. I'm poor.
Like, please cut the crap. You're not poor.
He goes by the name Wu-Tang Clan. So some notable things about this account: it was worth over $10 million in April of 2021.
Oh my goodness, look at that one. That's a high spike. Wait, how much is that?
That's a
again?
lot of money for a guy who gives away all his money.
How much is that?
That's over $10 million. He had invested in this company called Refinable. He had invested. And it seems like he allowed this company to use his likeness. He was certainly letting them use his brand to promote this cryptocurrency. I do have his crypto account, and it did receive $560,000 in Refinable token. But I mean, anything could have happened. I mean, he could have got that randomly from anyone. MrBeast having invested in Refinable.
Oh, got it. So they tweet about it.
They tweet about it, and then the price went up, and then he sold
it. Right.
And now, currently today, Refinable is down 99.97%, which is worse than Logan Paul's CryptoZoo token.
Wow, what a great investment with MrBeast's face on it. Down 99.7. Wow, I would love to buy some of that. Bruh, that looks exactly like a rug pull. He might have given them permission to use his face or something, because otherwise I'd imagine they'd get sued or taken down or something. Maybe they used it without his permission or whatever. I can't confirm any of that or whatever, but any crypto investigative experts, please let me know. CoffeeZilla, please look into this. You've already taken down Logan and KSI. It's time for MrBeast. It's time for the biggest dog of them all.
A couple months later, he did invest in another project called XCAD with KSI. 2 months after receiving $277,000 in XCAD, he sold it all. I'm not saying it's a pump and dump, but he allowed them to use his likeness, pumping the currency, and then dumped it. Yeah, so it seems like he's had millions of dollars to throw around in the crypto space, which is kind of strange considering that he claims to give all his money away and reinvest it into the videos.
So are you one of the rich people they want to eat? Or are you
I'm not that rich.
Not yet.
You are way more rich than me.
But I give my money away. I'm poor.
So he gives all of his money away. He's poor.
Jimmy's actually the brokest man ever. He is actually the poorest billionaire in the world. Now, Rosanna also calls out MrBeast for potentially illegally gambling on sites banned in the US.
And it appears that they are gambling on Bust-A-Bit, which is a website that is illegal in the United States.
Holy shit. Holy shit, that's probably the stupidest thing I've ever done. And the crazy thing is that people are here.
He says, oh shit, that's probably the stupidest thing I've ever done. What you can see in the reflection of these large windows at night is the Bust-A-Bit website. This video is only a couple years old, so it shows that he is continuing to do this behavior, and not only gambling, but illegal gambling.
The amount of time he's actually promoted gambling to his child audience, despite losing a lot of money from gambling himself and knowing the harms of it, is pretty concerning for sure. Especially that stuff he did with Feastables, making it a sort of lottery type mechanic as well.
I spent $30,000 on lottery tickets. I spent $50,000 on scratch-off tickets.
Here's $100,000 worth of scratch-off tickets.
I spent $1 million on scratch-off tickets.
And I really take issue with this because his videos are targeted at children.
Here's how it works. You take a ticket, you scan it, and boom, this $50 ticket won $200. So far, we're up $150 with one ticket.
In this video, he is literally walking you through the steps of how to gamble.
MrBeast is teaching us gambling?
The easiest, making it very accessible and easy for kids to do.
All right, so definitely not something a child-friendly YouTuber should be doing. It's obvious MrBeast has an obsession with gambling and lotteries. And he's covered up his now deleted live stream giveaways as well, where he's allegedly conducting illegal lotteries. But I don't know. It is a cause of concern. Now, MrBeast is also getting some heat on Twitter for having a job position for AI artist. This is right after he gave Jaden Animation a prize for sending one of her fans to like art school or something. So pretty hypocritical. Hey, MrBeast, go F yourself. Maybe put a real artist who needs a job on payroll instead of shilling out money for someone to put a prompt into a generator. Unbelievable. It's got 100K likes as well, and it got AI concept artist. Now, somebody actually made a pretty long thread going into some of MrBeast's crypto accounts and just finding some connections here and there. And basically, they found that MrBeast has promoted Coinbase as a sponsor in one of his videos, and then he's actually cut it out later for a certain reason that somebody could possibly investigate. They also went through MrBeast's old Reddit account, and you can see that he's had some bad experiences with Coinbase, but still promoted it because money over everything. Now, they also found 16 different crypto wallets connected to Jimmy, some receiving millions of dollars. Obviously, that's not anything damning as it is, but I wouldn't know why you would need that many wallets unless you're doing something shady. But obviously, I'm not an investigator. But yeah, if somebody wants to look into that, go ahead. There's like an infinite amount of shady stuff this guy's done. But yeah, that's basically it for the updates. What an absolute wild ride. Let me know what you guys thought about all of this. And YouTube thinks you'll like this video, so click that. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.